What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Mass Effect. We're here with Atticus on the Normandy, and we're going to jump into the codexes. We have a good deal of codexes left, and I don't believe we will probably get to the end of all the codexes before we end this Let's Play in general, so we're going to tackle as much as we can. Let's just get right into it and see what we have left. I don't believe we have that much left, but I also don't believe we have that much episodes left. Let's just jump right in. The last we left off was, I remember doing something about the Solarians. We did all the Solarian stuff. We did the genetic engineering for sure as well. Now we have human diplomatic relations. Hold on here. We'll remember that one. We have Human Systems Alliance, planets and locations, ships and vehicles, technology and weapons, armor and equipment. Some of the stuff might be self-explanatory, but maybe not. So let's just fucking dive into the juicy lore. Humanity has encountered many galactic species, wars has been few, but mistrust is rife. Politically, the Alliance is a peaceful trade partner of the Turians. As a practical matter, however, there is simmering antagonism and bigotry between both populations over the first contract war of 2175. I can imagine there is a lot of strife going on with them still, kind of. Maybe not out openly, but actually maybe out openly. You never know, really. The Alliance enjoys good relations with the Asari, though many privately believe the matriarchs are aristocratic and over-cautious. Though humans know better than to unconditionally trust any Solarian, their shared restless, reckless ways make them natural allies against the conservative Turians and Asari. The Krogan have no unified government, but individuals are generally treated as potential criminals, a reputation most Krogan enjoy living down to. The Alliance has no formal contact with the Quarians. Their migrant fleet has not yet passed through any human-settled systems. The Batarians are rivals for control of the Skyllian Verge. They severed their treaties with the Citadel and prosecute a colonial conflict against the Alliance officially. There is no war, but neither is there any peace. The Batarians fucking hate the humans. There was definitely a lot of animosity between them two. Systems Alliance Geological Survey. As the human race expands its territory and raises the general standard of living, demand for industrial resources continue to grow. Many planets, moons, and asteroids contain a wealth of resources, but many systems have barely been charted, let alone thoroughly surveyed. Unmanned probes are one solution, but they are often lost to space hazards, unforeseen circumstances, or theft by scavengers. In recent years, AGES, I would say short for, or not even short, it just says ages. But it's just big letters and little letters. Or that's AGE5, but I think it's an S. Yeah, that's an S. The Alliance Geological Services, oh, that's what it means, Alliance Geological Services, or Service, has offered bounties to private individuals or teams willing to perform mineralogical surveys on the frontier. This survey data is made publicly available to further corporate development due to the cost of travel and the dangers of operating on hostile worlds. It is rarely a profitable endeavor. Light metals. Metals with low atomic weight are often used in the construction of spacecraft and vehicles. Heavy metals. Metals with higher atomic weight are used to construct equipment components. The platinum group elements are particularly useful. Rare earths. Most useful material in this category are radioactives and magnets. Gases. Various gases are required to support all known forms of sapient life. Some are commonly used as fuel. Well, there we go. It's funny because I bet you the codexes, this right here, probably was updated the first time we picked up a light, heavy, or rare earth. Wow, crazy. Military doctrine, please. The Alliance military is a great concern to the galaxy. The first contact with the Turians, they were completely inexperienced. Turian disdain changed to respect after the relief of Shang-Chi, where the humans surprised them with novel technologies and tactics. The human devotion to understanding and adapting to modern space warfare stunned the Stain Council races. For hundreds of years, they had lived behind secure walls of long-proven technologies and tactics. The Council regards the Alliance as a sleeping giant. I could understand why. If you want my honest opinion, you just give it time, the humans will adapt and they probably will overrun the galaxy. If the human numbers were more, they could probably overrun the galaxy, I would think. But the humans are so strong, it's just they're so diverse, you know? Less than 3% of the human volunteers to serve in the military, a lower proportion than any other species. While competent Alliance soldiers are neither as professional as the Turians nor as skilled as the Asari, their strengths lie in fire support, flexibility, and speed. They make up for lack of numbers with sophisticated technical support, VI drones, artillery, electronic warfare, and emphasis on mobility and individual initiative. Their doctrine is not based on absorbing and dishing out heavy shocks like the Turians and Krogan. Rather, they bypass enemy strongpoints and launch deep into their rear. Yes, definitely. Flanking, baby. Cutting support lines and destroying headquarters and support units, leaving enemies to wither on the vine. Old school tactics. Everyone knows the old school tactic of flank. Maybe not anybody else does. Maybe the humans really bringing the whole flanking nature to the galaxy, huh? I don't know. The Turians gotta know. The Turians gotta be that good too. On defense, the human military is a rapid reaction force that lives by Shang Tzu's maximum. He who tries to defend everything defends nothing. Garrisons are intended for scouting rather than combat, avoiding engagement to observe and report on invading using drones. The token garrisons of human colonies make it easy for alien powers to secure them, for which the Alliance media criticizes the military. However, the powerful fleet station at FACECODE's nexuses such as Arcturus are just a few hours or days from any colony within their sphere of responsibility. In the event of an attack, they respond with overwhelming force. Military jargon. Oh, this is going to be good. Ashore. When a ship's crew leaves the vessel, they are ashore. Though normally used regarding planets, it can refer to boarding a space station. Away. When a ship releases the equipment, tethering it to a space station or surface dock, it is a way. Aye, aye. The proper way to acknowledge an order, if told to attack, the correct response is aye, aye, sir. If asked, are you proud to be a Marine? The correct response is yes, sir. Get it. ASAP. Pronounce ASAP. An acronym of as soon as possible. Belay, meaning stop and cease. Bridge. The navigational center of a spacecraft where the steering is done. There's no steering on a ship, is there? Well, kind of, yeah, maybe. You think of steering, you would think of like you're driving, kind of, but I don't think Joker has a steering wheel. Right? It's still considered steering, yeah? Captain's Mass, non-judicial disciplinary proceedings by unit commanders. CIC, Combat Information Center. The combat center of a spacecraft, the CIC, is filled with sensor displays to make sense out of the chaos of combat. DC, Damage Control. The containment and repair of damage to a spacecraft. ECM, Electronic Countermeasure. Used to avoid enemy sensors from passive emissions, masking to active jamming. EVA, Extravehicular Activity. Time spent in a pressure suit outside of a vehicle, spacecraft, or station. Flank. The flank is the side of a military formation. Since the soldiers are facing elsewhere, an enemy that can attack on the flank can often turn it or roll it up. FNG. Fucking new guy. Go ahead, put the curse in there. A diversive term for inexperienced personnel. Ground side. The surface of a planet. It's funny because FNG, fucking new guy, every single branch in the military has their different terms of like a new guy type of thing. I was in the army, so our term of a new person was called a cherry. Now, I won't explain what that means because, well, you might be able to put 2 and 2 together on what a cherry actually is. But that was just what we called them. You could also use the fucking new guy too, as well. But we tend to always use the word cherry. I mean, I can explain, but I will not explain here. Explain in comments or something what it actually means. Or you can just look it up. But that's kind of what we used. Helmsman, the crew member who pilots a spacecraft. Radar, light amplified detection and ranging. An active sensor that balances lasers off an object to determine its bearing and distance. Radar has sufficient resolution that the data can be reconstructed into an image. Shore party, spacecraft crew sent ashore on official business. Bar runs, liquor runs, all that good stuff. Silent running, an old submariner's term used aboard the Normandy to denote when stealth systems are active. SITREP, abbreviation of situation report, an evaluation of the current military situation. Spacer, someone who has spent most of their life in space. XO, executive officer, the second in command of the Alliance warship. The XO is responsible for administrative and personal matters. Military ranks, wow. We're getting it! We're moving along! One mispronounced word at a time. Here we go. The Alliance uses a modified version of the ranking system that has been used for hundreds of years. Soldiers are classified into rank and file, enlisted personnel, experienced non-commissioned officers, NCOs, and specifically trained officers. The divide between naval personnel and ground forces Marines is small. Ground units are a specialized branch of the fleet, just as fighter squadrons are. This unity of command is imposed by the futility of fighting without control of orbit. Without the Navy, any army is pointless. The Marines, as a matter of pride, maintain some of their traditional rank titles. For example, Marines have privates and corporals instead of servicemen. In ascending order of responsibility, the ranks of the Alliance are: enlisted, serviceman 3rd class, private 2nd class, serviceman 2nd class. Oh, so this is Navy and this is Marines. Serviceman 2nd class, private 1st class, serviceman 1st class, and corporal. NCOs, service chief, gunnery chief, operations chief, officers, 2nd lieutenant, 1st lieutenant, staff lieutenant, lieutenant commander, staff commander, captain major, rear admiral general, admiral, and fleet admiral. The fleet admiral is the number 1, so Hackett's number 1 then, huh? What is Shepard? He's commander. Is he a lieutenant commander then? Lieutenant Commander Shepard? Lieutenant Commander Shepard on deck, please. Systems Alliance N7. Wow, this is a huge write-up. There's no way we'll be able to read all this. Inconceivable. N7. The Alliance Military Vocation Code system classifies the career path of all serving personnel. The MVC consists of 1 letter and a number. A soldier's MVC indicates proficiency, not rank. The letter notes career path, the number indicates level of experience. As indicated by service record, technical scores, and commendations, all 26 letters are used, and numbers run from 1 to 7. N is the letter code for Special Forces personnel. So Shepard is N7. He is Special Forces, the highest tier of the best of Special Forces then. Oh, that's sick. Badass. Now this is something I've been wanting to read since probably when we first came into the game. The fucking timeline. 2069. See, this is the thing. I don't really know the current timeline. Is there something that says current timeline here? Current date. Yes, it does. 2183. So it's 2183 is current. So let's go back in time, huh? 2069. Armstrong Outpost at Shackleton Crater becomes the first human settlement on Luna. It is formally founded on July 24th, the 100th anniversary of the first lunar landing. 2103. Lao City in Eos Chasma becomes the first human settlement on Mars. 2137. Eldfell Ashland Energy Corporation demonstrates helium-3 fuel extraction from the atmosphere of Saturn. Well, there you go. We got it from Saturn first, the fuel. This is when the first human settlement was on Mars, though. Wow. That was so long ago compared... No, I mean, not really. 2142. Construction of Gagarin Station Jump 0 begins beyond the orbit of Pluto. This is where Caden was at, then. Yeah? Caden was in Jump 0, wasn't he? Gagarin Station, that's where he did his biotic training? Interesting story, huh? 2148. Prospectors discover the Prothean ruins at Promethei Planum on Mars. 2149. Translation of Prothean data leads humans to the Charon Mass Relay. Systems Alliance founded to coordinate exploration and colonization of extrasolar worlds. 2151. A shipping accident at Singapore International Spaceport exposes downwind communities to containers of dust form element 0. Alliance begins construction of a tourist station. So this is when the humans... No, because this is... Gagarin Station was something to do with biotics, and that was 2142. So maybe they started seeing stuff in 2142 and testing it, right? And this shipping accident in Singapore was never a shipping accident, it was planned to get more biotics. Wow. 2152. Roughly 30% of children born in Singapore after Element 0 exposure suffer from cancerous growths. System Alliance begins settlement of Earth's first extrasolar colony world, the planet Demeter. 2154. Commander Atticus Shepard was born. Live-in legend. That was 2154. My math is terrible. 2180. Hold on. 54, Shepard was born. So Shepard is 29 years old then? 2183, yeah. 29 years of age. 2155. Systems Alliance occupies completed proportions of Arctur Station as a headquarters. 2156. Some children of Singapore exhibit minor telekinetic abilities. 2157. Turians encountered human explorers. First Contact War, occupation and liberation of the human colony of Shang-Chi. 2158. Humans learn the potential of biotics. An international effort to track Element 0 exposures begins. Roughly 10% of exposed children show some level of biotic ability. It makes me wonder, now if the Sauri are just naturally born with biotics, does it make you wonder if Element 0 just kinda is in their blood, kinda? It's something to think about because... Or just maybe their planet is just highly Element 0 all over the place and they kind of just breathe it in and it's just natural for them. It don't bother them. It's like just breathing air, breathing oxygen. 2160. Systems Alliance Parliament formed. 2165. Humans established embassy on the Citadel. 2170. Batarian slavers attack the colony of Minduar. 2176. Skillian Blitz. Pirates and slavers attack Elysium, the human capital in the Skillian Verge. That's what we did. We were to stop that. 2177. Thresher Mauls devour the colony of Akuz. That's where the one gentleman was. The one that... What was his name? Tombs? 2178. In relation for the Skillian Blitz, an Alliance fleet wipes out an army of slavers on the moon of Torfin. 2183 current date. Wow, good stuff. That was some really interesting stuff there. Planets and locations, please. Oh, there's not many! Here we go! I'm actually kind of liking that because that means we're getting closer to actually completing all the codexes. It will just feel like a weight off my shoulders. To have these codexes and read these codices is no burden because all this stuff is it's just building to the immersion of this game. And I love it. This game is really well done though. Let me explain something. This game is so well done that I feel like you really don't need to read this stuff to understand what's going on, but when you actually read this stuff, it builds it up so much more. It's just amazing. Anyway, station. Arcturus Station. Arcturus Station is the gateway to Sol, a 5-kilometer diameter Stanford tourist type space station at the trailing Lagrange point of the gas giant Themis. Construction on Arcturus Station began in 2151 and concluded in 2162. It was inaugurated in 2156 and has served as the military political headquarters of the Systems Alliance from the First Contact War until present. When humanity activated the Charon mass relay in 2149, it led to Arcturus. 36 light years from Sol, Earth's sun, Arcturus is the third brightest star seen from Earth. It is an ancient red giant from the generation born before Sol. Its worlds are either gas giants or ice chunks. While some rocky debris exists, the metal content is 25% lower than normal. To build Arcturus Station, metallic asteroids were towed through the mass relays to the construction site. Many of these asteroids remain near the station. They're mined out areas home to transient populations. Wow, I want to see Arcturus. I hope we go to Arcturus. How fucking awesome would that be? The expense of bringing construction material into the system was acceptable due to its strategic value. While the 3 primary mass relays in addition to the secondary one to Sol, Arcturus is a major communications and military choke point. The Alliance First Fleet is based in Arcturus, where it can guard the gates to Sol and react to incursions in the 3 connected clusters. The station also hosts the Systems Alliance Parliament and the Systems Alliance Military General Headquarters. Its permanent population is approximately 45,000. Arcturus is actually from a galactic halo, one of a cluster of 52 stars that are crashing through the disk of the galaxy. In a billion years, Arcturus will be sailing through the depths of extragalactic dark space. Wow. Gagarin Station. Gagarin Station is the largest deep space station built by humanity, a Bernal sphere designed with a 500-meter diameter habitable area. It was constructed by Pluto nearly 80 astronomical units, 12 billion kilometers from Sol. Moving crew and material to this location bankrupted most of the backers. Gagarin was placed at the inner edge of the heliopause, the point at which the solar wind can no longer push back the interstellar medium. It was built to test a number of faster-than-light drive principles that theoretically could only occur in interstellar space. The station was nicknamed Jump Zero as it was intended to be the jumping-off point for humanity's expansion into the galaxy. That's pretty damn poetic, to be honest, the name. Shortly after the station was completed, the Prothean ruins were discovered on Mars, rendering the entire effort moot. Moot? We rendered it moot. Sure. After struggling to make a profit for a decade, Gagarin was sold to the Systems Alliance in 2159 for a fraction of its construction costs. The Alliance refurbished it as a research and training center for the recently discovered biotic phenomenon. 2169. In 2169, the Biotic Acclimation and Training Program was shut down and Gagarin became a general research facility. Its remote location and international isolation from the extranet makes it popular for dangerous research, particularly in the field of artificial intelligence. Humanity's first stable AI, the Alliance-sponsored ELIZA, archived Sapiens at Gagarin in 2172. Is it still there then? ELIZA? The first humanity's AI? Interesting. The council let that happen? Or maybe the council probably doesn't even know, huh? Or maybe the council let it happen. Today, Gagarin Station has a prominent population of approximately 9,000. A plan has been proposed to move it to the gravitationally stable very center point between Pluto and the Charon relay, allowing it to serve as a gateway facility between the Sol and Arcturus systems. The high cost of safely moving its mass has delayed this indefinitely. Well, there we go. We knocked out 2, friends. All we have is 3. Take it in, rein it in. So we have technology, ships and vehicles, and weapons and armor. Technology sounds really cool. We'll just knock out ships and armor. Holy mother of pearl! We have about 70 million here. That wasn't even fucking lying. Let's see which one is the... Actually, let's keep ships and technology. Oh shit, it's all marked out now. That's fine. Remember it. Ships and technology. Or ships and vehicles we need to do. I think I'm going to save that for last. I'm going to do technology. And we may save this one for last. As in, we can probably fit this in the last few episodes. This whole big one here. So technology. Biotic amps. Biotic manipulation Mass Effect fields using dozens of Element Zero nodules within their nervous systems that react to electric stimuli from the brain. Amplifiers allow biotics to synchronize the nodes so they can form fields large and strong enough for practical use. Amplifiers can improve a specific discipline or talent. An implant is a surgically embedded interface port into which amps are plugged in. But where are they plugged in at? Isn't it like on the back? The back of the skull? I believe Caden said something about that. To deal with his headaches, though. Or we read about it in the other one. Yeah, the old man read it to us. The man that reads the primary stuff. Old Faithful. Let's just call him Old Faithful. An implant is a surgically embedded interface port into which amplifiers are plugged in. On humans, the implant is usually placed at the base of the skull for convenient access, though the user must be careful to keep it free of contaminants. Wow, that would be incredibly hard. So the base of the skull, back of the neck, yeah. Wow. Implants ports can fit a variety of amps, and there is a growing market for modifications and add-ons. The finest quality implants and amps are manufactured by Asari artisans, but the Alliance's L3 implants, first deployed in 2170, are a significant step forward. So what are we? Caden's in L2, and we're in L3 probably, because we don't get the headaches. Biotics, life as a biotic. This is what I wanted to see, though. I really want to read this stuff. Biotics possess extraordinary abilities, but they must live with minor inconveniences. The most obvious issue is getting adequate nutrition. Creating biotic mass effects takes a toll on metabolism. That active biotics develop ravenous appetites. Wow, so you just eat non-stop? It's literally like what would happen if you put an ice cream cake in front of me. I'm literally taking that cake and I'm stuffing it in my face. I'm gonna literally just take that cake, stuff it right in my face, and get all sloppy. That's the way biotics go normally? Wow, I can relate then. The standard Alliance combat rations for a soldier is 3,000 calories per day. Biotics are given 4,500, as well as a canteen of potent energy drink for quick refreshment after hard combat. So the more energy you get, the harder you can do biotics, yeah? So you popping fucking energy drinks like crazy, huh? Almost making biotics addicted to that shit. Like uppers. I can imagine that uppers will probably make biotics wild. You imagine cocaine in a biotic? Oh my fucking word. Another issue is electric charge. Electricity accumulated in starship drive cores must be discharged, and so must the electricity in a biotic user. Biotics are prone to small static discharges when they touch metal. Unfortunately, human biotics face suspicion and persecution, beginning with the popular misconception that they can read and control minds. Biotics symbolize an dehumanization of mankind to people philologically or religiously opposed to gene modification and cybernetics. Militaries are the only organization that always welcome biotics, offering them huge recruitment incentives. See, this is what I want to know. I want to learn about other stuff. I want to learn about all the classes in Mass Effect. Because right now, if you look at the outside looking in, literally, there's like, the engineer really, it just calls to me for some reason. Shepard as an engineer, right? But having Shepard as a biotic, as we're reading this, feels really fucking good. Because the biotics have lore to the background. What is an engineer? What is the lore on engineers? The Omnitool users. I want to know what that is. Because from the outside looking in, okay, can anyone just use an Omnitool though? But it takes a specific type of person. Obviously you need to have knowledge in electronics, this, that, and the other, I'm sure. You need to be brilliant. Maybe you're a fucking engineer. You're literally, well, an engineer. But maybe you're like a rocket scientist type shit. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, the biotics have this lore to it. And I want to hear the other lore on all the other classes. I want to know what it's like to be an engineer in Mass Effect world. I want to know what it's like to be a soldier. I want to know what it's like to be an infiltrator. I want to hear backstory on it. Was the infiltrator maybe an assassin or something? I don't know. Was the engineer the first person, like, first engineer, was it the first person that created something like, I don't know, something off of Mars, maybe? I'm just saying, what I want to know is, I want to learn more about the lore, because they really seem to bring a lot with the biotics here. And that's very interesting to me. Like I said, it feels really great to be a biotic. It truly does. Interesting. Biotic implants and amplifiers only provide the potential to create coherent Mass Effect fields. Whether biotics can actually do so is largely determined by their training. Biotics must develop conscious control over their nervous systems, sending specific electrical pulses to the Element Zero nodules embedded in their nerves. They are taught to use their implants and amps with biofeedback devices and physical nomics. Specific gestures or muscle movements fire the proper sequence of nerves to activate a certain skill. Codex Industries pioneered biotic training with the Biotic Acclimation and Temperance Training Program. Although BOT did not achieve the desired results, many techniques taught are still used today. Many humans think tanks are trying to develop some form of biotic super soldier. Most are benign efforts to create more flexible troops. Others, less publicly known, are unapologetic attempts to create that word Superman. Communications. Real-time communication is possible thanks to networks of expensive mass relay convoys that can daisy-chain a transmission via lasers. Convoys are maintained in patterns built onward from mass relay. The convoys are little more than a cluster of primitive miniature mass relays. Each individual buoy is connected to a partner on another buoy in the network, forming a corridor of low mass space. Tight beam communications lasers are piped through these tubes of FTL space, allowing virtually instantaneous communications to anywhere on the network. The networks connect across regions by communication lasers through the mass relays. With the system, the only communications delay is the light lag between the source or destination and the closest buoy. So long as the parties remain within half a light second of buoys, seamless real-time communications are possible. Since buoys are maintained in all traveled areas, most enjoy unlimited instant communication. Ships only suffer communications lag when operating off established deep space routes around uninhabited outer systems, gas giants, and other unsettled areas. During wartime, convoys networks are the first target of attack. Once the network is severed, it can take anywhere from weeks to years to get a message out of a contested system. In the systems where the buoy network has not yet been built or has been destroyed, rapid communications means ferrying information through high-speed couriers, ships, and unmanned data drones. So you're saying they got rid of the Ravens? Did they? That's the best form of Communication. Hey, let me write this down, pop it on a raven, tie it around, and then poof. There you go. Communications Administration. Oof, these are some long ones. We got credits. We get to learn about credits. I'm actually happy about that. Administration. While convoys allow rapid transmission, there is a finite amount of bandwidth available. Given that trillions of people may be trying to pass a message through the given buoy at any time, access to the network is parceled out on priority tiers. The Citadel Council and the Spectres have absolute priority. If they are using all the bandwidth, everyone else must wait. Individual governments and their militaries enjoy the next highest tier. So Citadel Council and the Spectres, we are the elite of the elite in the galaxy. We really truly are, wow. During wartime, civilian communications can suffer hours or even days of lag. Intelligence agencies study ping time through various systems to predict military buildups. Wow, you imagine trying to game, huh? There ain't no way you're gaming. You guys ain't getting no Call of Duty done or whatever the hell you guys play on the internet. What are the multiplayer games out there? What are the good ones? I don't even know. I'm just an RPG man. Below the government and military's bandwidth, priority is sold to the highest bidder. Media, Congo, whatever that word is? Sure. Particularly headline news, networks purchase higher priority to provide their viewers with timely information. Corporations that require timely information and response capability, for example, financial institutions and investment firms, also invest heavily in priority access. The funds acquired through sales of bandwidth are used to maintain and expand the communications infrastructure. So you would make it big off of being a internet provider, huh? Wow. Then I want to go work for one of them guys then. I want to come and put your internet on for you. I'm gonna give you some extra bandwidth for some extra credits. That's pretty serious. That might be a way for the government honestly to make a shit ton of money. That's terrible to say, but it really honestly is. While everyone with a computer has guaranteed free and unlimited access to the galactic extranet, they are last in line for bandwidth and may have to wait for the request to be processed. Bandwidth rescale corporations are investment capital to purchase blocks of high priority access made available by paid subscription. Crazy. Mythology. As the population of the galaxy increases, new worlds are settled, timely access for home users and frontier settlements with underdeveloped communication infrastructures is a growing problem. To ameliorate bandwidth issues, a sophisticated array of data caches and virtual intelligence search agent programs are available. When a user submits a query, it is first routed to the data cache on the colony or star system. At the cache, the user's search agent VI collates mountains of locally stored data to find the desired material. If the information is not available locally, the query is passed along to neighboring systems and then outward in an expanding network. VI search agents in those systems replicate the search. If the desired information is found, it is comprised into a burst, file and queued for transmission to the source system. The burst is assigned a priority based on the number of queries for it. The greater the number of queries, the higher the priority. When a new solar system is first connected to the net, a selection of the most popular data is installed locally. Though storage hardware is cheap, the capacity required to hold all the data produced every day by trillions of people on hundreds of worlds is not trivial. It is economical to store local copies of all data available on obscure topics just in case. As colonies mature, older and less popular chunks of data filter into them as a result of queries and are placed in the local archive. Searches for obscure topics are increasingly likely to produce instant results as the archives grow. fucking interesting. They even have lore behind just basic communications. What the hell? Like I said, send a raven. Call it a day. Credits. Money. Oh. The standard credit was established by the Citadel's Unified Banking Act as the currency of interstellar trade. The credit has a managed floating exchange rate calculated in real time by the central bank to maintain the average value of all participating currencies. Some regional currencies are worth more than a credit, and some less. Hard currency can be stolen or counterfeited, so electronic funds are in the norm. But can't you be hacked and get all your money stolen like that? What happens? The almighty credit person goes in there and says, well, Shepard, you've been hacked. Let me go ahead and put all this money just back in. Let me hit this button right here. Boop, you're good. Is that how it is, though? Crazy. More importantly, physical transactions cannot be easily tracked, making them ideal for tax evasion or the purchase of illegal goods. When the Alliance joined the Citadel, its various national treasuries were linked into the credit network. A human with a bank account of Mexican pesos, Japanese yen, or Indian rupees can purchase any item priced in credits at fair market value. All economies that participate in the credit network are required to price items in both local currencies and credits. We have 9999999999999 credits. Are we the richest in the galaxy then? Seriously, who the fuck's richer than Shepard? We have so much credits that they won't even give us any more credits then. They should just make the 8, the sideways 8 for Shepard. Just give him that at all times because he is literally just unlimited credits. Alright, so all we have left is ships and vehicles and weapons and armor. Let me see how much in weapons and armor. There is one thing in weapons and armor. What the fucking Helen? So let's just do it. Upgrades. The development of practical mini-fracturing Omni tools allows modern militaries a great deal of flexibility in equipment loadouts. A vast number of field modification kits or upgrades are available for common equipment such as weapons, armor, Omni tools, biotic amps, and even grenades. An upgrade kit technically consists of less than a dozen unique parts and an optical storage disk. When loaded into an Omni tool, the OSD provides all technical specifications, requirements to manufacture the tools, and additional parts necessary to install the upgrade onto another piece of equipment. Assembly is typically modular, and installation can be completed in less than a minute. Since Omni tools are designed to use common battlefield salvage materials such as plastics, ceramics, and light metals, rendering into semi-molten Omni gel for quick use. So you just take everything and put it together and boop, you have Omni gel. The ultimate skeleton key, the thing that unlocks everything in the galaxy. If we just put Omni gel on Liara, we can unlock the key to her love. Then put it right on her heart. It is quite possible for a trained soldier carrying upgrade kits to customize gear on the battlefield to fit the current tactical situation. Wow. Fucking codexes galore, huh? Well, I'm gonna say that we don't have that much left. I don't know how many episodes we'll have left, but we have... Look at all this shit in ships and vehicles still. Holy shit. I think we'll get it. Like I said, all we have left is ships and vehicles. Wow. Okay, so we should definitely be able to do it with the rest of the remaining episodes here. Because if I read any more, I think I just might melt into words. Literally. Anyways, I think, like I said, that's enough for now. When we come back, it will be a normal episode, and we're just going to jump back into the aftermath of Vermeer, because that was a very tough mission, man. It sure was. I'm still feeling the aftermath of it, and I don't know. I just want to talk to the companions now. I'm looking forward to actually getting onto the Normandy here and conversing with everybody with what just happened. But anyways, my friends, take it easy. Have a good one. Stay safe. See you next time. Take care.